New York. I don't think you can describe it. I think you just have to experience it. I love the fans the most. They're very knowledgeable about the game. They have high expectations, and they hold you accountable. Greatest fans in the world.
Yankee Stadium, the house that Babe Ruth built.
My grandmother was a huge Yankee fan. The Yankees were my favorite team, and I always wanted to be a shortstop because my dad was a shortstop. So as far back as my mind allows me to go, that's how long I wanted to play baseball.
Yankees select Derick Jeter.
You know, you put the pinstripes on for the first time and you're taking the field as a member of the New York Yankees. This is what you work for. All eyes are on you.
Derick Jeter!
It's like I was living a dream. Welcome to the show. When I first got the call in 1995 that I was getting promoted to the major leagues, I thought for sure I was getting traded. My name was circulating a lot of trade rumors, and I got a call probably at 5:30 in the morning from my manager at the time, and he was asking me if I was awake, and I was like, no, I'm not awake. And he said, well, splash some water on your face and come to your room. And he came to my room, and he told me I had been promoted to New York, and I was on a flight to Seattle in a couple hours later. Going to play in the King Dome, never played in the Dome before. Just, you know, having a moment where you say, look, I've made it. I've finally been called up to the major league. So it's definitely a moment that I will never forget.
The second for one. Jeter, the strong throw. Wow.
You know, I was 0 for 5 the night before. You start thinking about whether or not you're going to be sent back down to the minor leagues. You're putting a lot of pressure on yourself.
Here's the kid, Derick Jeter, hunting for his first major league hit, and sends a base hit into left.
Tino Martinez was the first baseman, and he became a teammate of mine the following year and one of my good friends. And when I was going back to the first, he said, congratulations, just the first of many. There was no celebration after the game. I mean, I think I smiled for a second. You make it to the major leagues, you're just trying to stay there. So you really don't have much time to celebrate.
Diving stoppage, short, Derick Jeter.
Looking ahead at the schedule, we'll see these teams tomorrow before the Yankees enjoy an off day Thursday, and then they'll host the Angels this weekend.
That one hammered center field. Back there. Out of here.
Leading off for the Yankees.
Here's Derick Jeter. He's looking for his first hit here at Yankee Stadium.
Well, these poor fans haven't had much to celebrate this year. It's early in the season, but the Yankees aren't winning as many games as they would have hoped. Maybe this rookie can give this crowd something to celebrate. Angels are probably feeling good today after winning the series opener. Chuck Finley picked up the win, and Lee Smith recorded his 13th save of the year. That's a healthy number at this stage of the season.
The 2-1. And a foul ball. The pitch. Hit hard. Should be extra bases. Now he'll turn for second. Oh, the throw is over his head. Tag, and they got him. So an error on the play, but they...
Late in the season, 1995, really hadn't played since I got called back up. The Yankees hadn't been to the postseason since 81, I believe. It was the first year of the wild card, and we were in it. Bernie Williams missed a flight coming back from Puerto Rico, and I think they were pretty much stuck with me playing.
Rookie Derick Jeter in a start in a very important ball game.
So I went out there, I hit a double.
Jeter sends one toward the gap, deep to right field. The Yankees are going to score a 2-out run. Well, how about that? Derek Jeter making the most of this chance.
Bernie returned, I think about the third, fourth inning is when he finally got to the park, and we were in the middle of a pennant race. And honestly, I don't think the younger players were trusted, and rightfully so. So as soon as Bernie came, they took me out. I was happy to be able to contribute at least one at bat during that pennant run there.
It's been a wild year for the Yankees. They started 7-2, then fell to 20-29, and now they're in a race for a playoff spot. Baseball is a long season, and this team has shown a lot of resiliency.
0-1.
Next offering way off the plate. And another ball. Just misses there. Slice to right. And a base hit. The run comes in from second, and it's now 5-4.
We were battling up until the last day of the season. Pretty much had to win the last game to get to the postseason, and everyone wanted to get there because it would have been Don Mattingly's first year in the playoffs.
Mattingly rips one down the line and deep. A home run for Don Mattingly in the game that could send him to the first postseason of his 12-year career.
We were able to get there. I was not on the playoff roster. I had a chance to stick around so I could see what the atmosphere, the playoff atmosphere was like. The energy, the fans, the intensity of a playoff game. I felt like I just had a good seat to watch. I mean, it was a great seat right in the front row, but not having an opportunity to play or not having the chance to play, it was frustrating because you want to help.
Line drive, we are tied. Griffey is coming around. He's going to try to score. Here's the division championship. Mariners win it. Mariners win it.
You know, the ultimate goal is to win a World Series. When that does not happen, I think you sit down and you have a self-evaluation and you reflect on the season and how you can be better and how you can help the team win. I mean, everyone at some point is going to fail and they're going to lose as well. But I think it just motivates you and pushes you into the next season. So, you know, I wanted to prove to myself that I could be on that field and perform and play in the postseason. I remember in 1996, I struggled in spring training. I didn't hit very well. I made a lot of errors, made a lot of mistakes, physical mistakes, mental mistakes. Tony Fernandez was the shortstop before I got there, and he broke his arm with like a couple weeks left in spring training. If he did not break his arm, I felt as though they were going to send me back down to the minor leagues. It was nerve-wracking, and I put a lot of pressure on myself to perform, and honestly, I think they were just stuck with me. My first opening day, we actually got snowed out. We played on the off day the next day.
Derek Jeter batting for the first time.
You want to make a good impression. You want to get off to a good start. You want to prove to people that you deserve to be there. More importantly, you want to prove to yourself that you deserve to be there.
Oh, you got a run on that one. That's gone. Holy cow.
The season sort of took off from there.
Into shallow center field. What a play Derek Jeter made.
I felt as though it was very important for me, especially looking back now, that I got off to a good start. Even though it was just one game, that adds to your confidence.
Could couldn't hit the fastball at the knees. Not even close there. Ball one. Late on that fastball.
1-1.
2 on, 1 out. And another ball. Crushed. Left center field. This one's deep. Forget it. Derek Jeter hits his first major league home. So Derek Jeter has a chance to win it right here.
Yeah, Booz, this is who you wanted to play if you're the Yankees right now.
And there's the ball. And a base hit on the line. And that's the first career walk-off for Derek Jeter, and the Yankees win it.
Core 4. Myself, Ray Posada, Mariano Rivera, and Andy Pettit. Now, we got the nickname of Core 4 after we won in 2009 because we were the only 4 that had won championships prior to.
When they first saw his name, is it Andy Petit? Everyone knows his name now, and everyone knows how well he can pitch.
Andy Pettit is probably one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet. I consider him a brother. He's someone I've played with since I was 18 years old. He's a big game pitcher. He always seemed to step up when our team needed the most. He seemed to be the guy that after we would lose a big game, he's the guy pitching the next day. The utmost confidence in him every time he stepped on the mound. He knew the moment wasn't going to overwhelm him. We were all very comfortable with him on the mound in big games.
Andy Pettit back out on the mound here in the 7th.
Started off with a rough first inning, but otherwise he's been outstanding tonight. He might finish this one.
That's a strike across the top of the zone. And there's a foul ball. The wide to kick the pitch. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. And stepping in for the Mariners, Bell. And a swing and a miss there.
Pretty frugal guy. He is very efficient. Good count in this one.
The line to the pitch. Bounce that off to the left, and we'll do it again. The 0-2. The shortstop takes the ball. Got it. He battled for a long time, but it finishes with a strikeout. You can't be mad at yourself after an at-bat like that one. 2 outs, base is empty. And now the center fielder, Ken Griffey Jr. And that one is lifted in the air. Williams makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. I don't think anyone in the ballpark is surprised to see Andy Pettitte on the mound here in the 8th.
Yeah, I have a feeling this guy may show up at a few All-Star games in the future, Boo.
Once again, Pettitte, the pride of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, by way of the great state of Texas.
I wonder how many other Italian Cajun superstars we've got in Major League Baseball right now.
And now that lead. Line to left. Rivalries makes a nice running catch. And up next for Seattle, Brett. Bounce to the left side, and that's just foul. That touches downstairs. In the air, out towards right center. Bush takes the grab, and there's two away. Two out, space is empty. Burns up next for the Mariners. Curve drops in for a strike. That one hammered, but will hold foul. Foul ball still 0-2. Struck him out, and it got him with a fastball. We go to the 9th, and here is Cross. It was smooth sailing for Pettitte against these Mariners in the 7th and the 8th.
What do you think, Boo? Will we see this ship brought safely into port?
Aye, Captain. The lefty fires. Splits the plate. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. And it's swinging, and it gets the strikeout. Towards first, and foul ball. Got a good eye there. On the ground to first, fair ball. Man at first with one gone. Stanley up next for the Mariners. Slap foul. The pitch. Another strikeout for Pettitte, his 2nd of the inning. In the box with two on, and takes a look at a called strike. The M's down to their final strike. And that does it. The Yankees win. Now for the J. The pitch. Fouled off. He was late. The 24-year-old Andy Pettitte has been outstanding this year.
No doubt, Boo. Breakout season for him, and I have a feeling this lefty will be dominating many years to come.
Pulls the string on the changeup. Batting one down, he takes the strike. That's the three upstairs. Swing and a high fly ball left field. Calls it in, and there's two away. Two out, space is empty. Down the third baseman, Briggs. And first offering is fouled off. third. Rolls across the diamond. Play made that in. Now in Toronto. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Now the Toronto forwarder, Burns. It's early, but Andy Pettit looks like he might be dominant again in this one.
Definitely some discussions going on between at-bats in the opposing dugout, Boo.
One away. And now here's the speed threat. Outfielder, Curtis. That one's in there, 0-1. Swings through that one for strike two. Next offering is downstairs. Out to short. Jeter throws to first. 2 down. Here's the Toronto catcher. Smart. That one finds the zone. That's strike one. Strike two. That's down and in. Next pitch is outside. Guy right there. Whole team down a run. Bottom half, inning number 2.
You can see he was trying to stay back long enough to handle the off-speed pitch, but just a little tardy the fastball.
3-2 now. Swing and a hop up in foul ground. Saunders drifts towards it, and that's a foul ball. Outside, and that is ball 4. It wasn't easy, but he earned that walk a little long at bat. Thought off foul.
Pretty good pitch to take a pass at in a 1-0 count. Just able to square it up.
He struck him out, and it gets him with the cutter.
When I'm up in a big situation, my mind will always go back to a successful time in my career, whether it was in Little League or it was in the minor leagues or the major leagues. I had fun, and I tried to enjoy the moment, and I always thought I was going to be successful, and I failed a lot, but my mind just went to the times of that success. Playing in the playoffs, the fans were hungry. We were the talk of the town.
The Yankees have left 10 men on base, including the bases loaded in the 7th. Going back to the track, to the wall.
No matter how you look at it, it was a home run. There's nothing you can say about it.
And what happens here? It's a home run. Jeter comes across to tie the game.
Joey Carrasco actually played for us, and I told him to shoot the jumps. He didn't jump. He wasn't going to catch it anyway. We made a big deal out of it. Obviously, I understand it now, but we would have beat Baltimore anyway. Yeah, that just tied it. Bernie actually won the game later on.
And here's a drive to it's mighty high.
It's one of those moments that, in order to win a World Series, you have to have a good team, you have to have a great team, but you also need breaks. And you can't say we got all the breaks. We earned our breaks. It's just one of those moments that worked out for us.
So now it's Derek Jeter at the plate, 1 away. He represents the tying run for the Yankees.
He's been on a tear this postseason. Hasn't hit.
Swing, and this one's blasted. It's got a chance. And Derek Jeter ties the game with a home run.
Did a fan interfere with that ball? Carrasco certainly thinks so, and he's letting the umpire know about it. You have to get that call right.
This is Yankee Stadium.
remember when we played in Atlanta in the World Series, all I knew about the Braves was watching them on television when I was younger. The moment I really realized that it was the World Series is when Mr. Torrey came in to our meeting. He said, this team's going to be better than any team they played this year. And this was before interleague play, so we never played the Braves.
Sellout crowd is on hand to watch the Braves and the New York Yankees.
You're facing Maddox, Glavine, and Smokes, and Avery, and Griff, Chipper Jones. I never been around these guys. I just watched them and admired them from afar. It was a stacked team. I realized we're in the World Series now.
Derek Jeter now with a runner in scoring position. Line drive. That's a base hit as a run scores.
Base hit. 2-0 New York. And pitch swung on and popped up again. Ball over Derick.
I was the one that said if you don't win the World Series, the season's a failure.
The 1996 World Series.
It's a culmination of a lot of hard work. When you win finally in 1996 for the first time, you go back to playing in Little League, playing in summer ball, playing in high school, all the years in the minor leagues, the success, the failures. You play for that one moment to be the last team on the field. Pretty special. Pretty special, especially when you have a chance to do it in New York.
And the New York Yankees are world champions.
You're on a hot spot. You got success there. People show up. They pay attention. They watch. They want to be a part of it. So it was experiencing everything for the first time. Once you win, there's no other place you can go. You either win or you fail. So it set the expectation level high, it set the bar high for us. And that's what we always strive to do, was to win a World Series. And I think that started because we were able to win in 1996.
Jeter, O'Neill, and Martinez, the runners. Jumped on that one. Hit deep to right. A grand slam home run for Bernie Williams, his first as a left-hand hitter this year. Wow.
What made the 1998 team unique was we could care less what we did the day before. We could care less who the hero was. We pretty much clinched the division in April. I mean, it was, for the most part, it was over with.
And the New York Yankees are the champions of the American League East Division.
Whether it was moving a runner over, you hit a home run, you bunt a guy over, it didn't make a difference. Everyone was willing to do it. We checked our egos at the door. You know, just every single day we wanted to beat you. The only thing we cared about was winning.
Derek Jeter rips it inside the line, and he's going to have a standing double. Yep, 200th hit.
200 hits, I mean, it's a couple of things. One, consistency. You have to be consistent day in and day out. And you have to play. You have to be available. You can't take days off. Home runs fluctuate, RBIs fluctuate, average fluctuates. But you only get 2-3 people maybe at most in each league that gets 200 hits.
Well, the souvenir for Derek Jeter, first time in his career, 200 hits in a season.
Here's Derek Jeter stepping to the plate. He's one of the engines to this lineup that makes this offense so potent.
Yeah, Boog, and this might end up being one of the best teams we've ever seen. The Yankees will break the American League record for most wins in a season with a victory today.
The 0-1 is outside, and it's a ball and a strike. The shortstop takes the ball.
2 balls, 1 strike.
One down, base is empty. Swing and a base hit. The shortstop takes the ball. And that's off the inside edge. And that's ball 2. That one misses. And it's 3-0.
3-0.
Drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. And that one hops the wall. And he's got a double.
I started working on the jump throw in the minor leagues, just having fun during batting practice. I just think it came from years of sort of improvising, and ball's got to be hit the right speed. You got to know the speed of the runner, and you got to have fun when you play. I had fun. So first time people maybe really paid attention to it was when we were playing Cleveland in the playoffs.
Hit toward the hole. Jeter backhands from the outfield grass. Man, what a play.
For me, I didn't think about it. It was just a reaction. It was easier and quicker for me to just jump as opposed to stopping and trying to plant. If you work on something enough and you do it over and over and over again, it just becomes a natural play for you.
I mean, that is about strength right there.
I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm really not. It's not as easy as it looks, because if you actually, when you take people out to a major league field and you see how far the throw is, you have to have momentum on your side. I think the reaction, initial reaction was, when did you start doing that?
I mean, this is a beautiful play. I don't know how many shortstops can make that play.
Now batting, number 8.
On the ground to short. Jeter backhands for the outfield grass. Got him! Man, what a play! Certainly was a big part of the Yankees' win last night. Here's Derek Jeter.
Yeah, game 1 was
Swing and a ball ripped out towards right center field. That'll touch down for a hit. And they strike first as they take a 1-0 lead. Line drive, base hit. So a man aboard now with one away.
Jeter to the right side, under the glove of Veras. No throw, and it's 4-0 Yankees in the second.
What does it take for a team to sweep the World Series?
Martinez down the right field line. Grand slam.
I think it takes a confident team. I think it takes a very, very good team. I think it takes an experienced group. And I think it takes a group that never gives up, whether you're behind or not. And the 98 team had all those qualities.
Into center field, well hit. At the track, at the wall. A 3-run home run for Scott Brocious. And just like that, the Yankees take a 5-3 8th inning lead.
We won in 98. I wouldn't say it's a feeling of relief. It was a feeling of satisfaction. It was a feeling of, this is where we belong. This is where we should be. And then right after that is, we have to win again next year.
Brocious fittingly with a throw. The Yankees have done it again. Number 24. They are the world champions of baseball in 1998.
Good teams, they don't sit around and pat themselves on the back and talk about what they've accomplished. They think about what's next. Our group always thought about the next year. I mean, guys weren't walking around wearing World Series rings into the clubhouse, because that didn't mean anything to us anymore. It was, now what can we do next? For a lot of teams, there's a natural letdown because you've reached your goal, you've reached the peak, you've won the World Series or you won a championship, you sort of get a chance to exhale and relax. I think what made our group special was we never did that.
And it's gone! And the Yankees have won it. Gone! What a finish.
1999 knows that we have to win the World Series, we have to win back-to-back, or we've wasted our time. When you're talking about 40-man roster, you're talking about 40 people all having that same mindset. It's pretty special, and we had a special group.
And the Yankees are going to win the game!
I had 100 RBIs for the first time that year. It's the only time I had 100 RBIs.
It falls in for a hit, bounces into the stands for a double. Derek Jeter has his 100th RBI, and for Jeter, it's his first time to the 100 RBI club.
We had to win. It's a lot of pressure that we put on ourselves, but we welcomed it.
Next up, the Yankee shortstop, Derek Jeter.
Well, he's been all business this season. He doesn't seem to spend a lot of time thinking about 98 or 96. He's focused on winning another World Series.
And the pitch. And that's too high. Ripped into right center for a base hit. The run comes across and the Yankees score first. It's 1-0. Swings and lines one towards the gap. It gets down, base hit. Here's the throw to the plate. It's offline. The run comes in.
What made 99 against Boston in the postseason so special was up until that point, we'd never played in the postseason.
Swung on a bloop to right field, and the Yankees have tied the game at 3. A home run, and the Yankees win over their arch-rival Red Sox.
I'm biased. I think it's the best rivalry in all of sports.
It is gone.
Rivera set the pitch. Struck him out swinging. Yankees win.
We felt as though we couldn't lose. There was a lot of pressure on us that we just can't lose this series. I personally did not like playing at Fenway Park. You ever strike out, it's the longest walk in Major League Baseball.
That's strikeout number 6. Jeter says goodbye as that's 10 strikeouts for Pedro Martinez.
I liked the atmosphere, but I didn't necessarily like playing at Fenway Park.
Jeter pounds one into center field. Back is Lewis at the wall and gone for a 2-run home run.
To have a big moment against Boston, I think it stands out a little bit more. Not only in my mind, I think it stands out in the minds of the fans as well.
Ball game over. American League Championship Series over. Yankees win. Yankees win. And don't think they didn't want to win it in Boston. They certainly did.
There's two sides of it. You always like to clinch at home so you can do it in front of your home fans. But then at the same time, you're playing Boston. You love clinching in Boston.
Batting second.
Derek Jeter now at the plate.
Well, he has hits in every game this postseason, going back to the ALDS against Texas, and the Yankees will need a few more from him tonight.
Base knock right field. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out.
The Yankees lead the series 3-1 after winning last night in Game 4. Boston really needed that one.
The shortstop takes the ball. Swing and a miss. And that's strike one.
1-1.
Righty to the plate. And he swings and lifts one to deep center field. Curtis raging back towards the wall. Leaps at the wall, but can't haul it in. Around second now, going for 3. And this is going to be a 2-out triple.
Big night here in New York. Mariano Rivera.
Mariano was just always calm.
The young right-hander Mariano Rivera making his major league debut.
And Rivera has entered the big leagues.
Didn't make a difference if it was spring training game, Game 7 of the World Series.
Rivera is set, swung on and popped up off third. Ball game over.
He had the same demeanor. Looked like nothing bothered him. You knew what he was going to throw. He wasn't trying to trick you. He wasn't trying to fool you.
He broke 3 bats in that trip to the plate.
And he's a big reason why we were able to win all those championships.
These fans are the best of the world. I thank God for them because, I mean, these fans are number 1. I love you guys. Thank you very much.
Mariano Rivera in for the 9th, trying to close it out for the Yankees. This guy has been the definition of lights out this year, Siggy.
Number 42 with 42 saves, and the season's not even over yet.
The pitch. And a swing and a miss.
0-1's the count.
And fires in a fastball at 95. Got him swinging. Rivera gets the strikeout. Brady steps to the plate for the White Sox. Right through there for a strike. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout. So they're down to their final out. At the plate, Jim Thome. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. Swing and a high fly ball, pretty well struck right field. And that one is gone. Base is empty with 2 away. Burton steps to the plate for the White Sox. And first offering is fouled off. 1 strike away.
Off the plate, ball 1.
That turns out to be a really good take right there, but you don't want to end this game with the bat on your shoulder.
1-2 here. Ground ball, and this should do it. And the Yankees win as runners at the corners here in the 8th, and Mariano Rivera is into the game early.
And Boog, since his early days as a setup man in 1996, this is a pitcher no opposing batter wants to see on the mound in the postseason. The Yankees trust he can stay sharp through the night.
Right through there for a strike. Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Popped up to the left, into foul ground. Blanco drifts towards it, tries to make the play, but it's foul. With the tying run at the plate, and we're in the top of the 8th. He struck him out. Rivera gets him with the cutter. Mariano Rivera back on the mound here in the 9th, looking to close out this World Series.
The Braves are in a tough spot here. They need to figure out Mariano Rivera at the worst time possible.
Right-handed reliever. Struck him out. Rivera got him with the fastball. Now the left fielder, Cross.
Now batting, number 59.
There's a strike, 95 of that one. Fastball for a strike, and it's 0-2. Slider misses outside. Righty delivers. Fights it off. He'll see another. 1-2 now. Another strikeout for Rivera, his second of the inning. Stanley stands in here. Tried to hold back his swing there, but went around. On the ground to third. Oh, can't pick it up cleanly. And he's going to make it to first. And we'll see how they score it. 2 outs, runner at first. Here's the catcher, Sherman. Started a little too early. Strike 1. They're down to their final strike. This could end it. The 0-2. It's over. Mariano Rivera seals the deal, and the New York Yankees are world champions. And there's 2 down. That's hard hit on the line. That's a base hit. Run scores. Throws to second. He's in safely at second. They pick up a run, and now it's a 1-run game. All right. Line drive, base hit. And that puts the tying run on base.
Marker. Batting second from the New York Yankees. Playing shortstop, Derick Jeter.
I remember it was the first time I had a chance to start the All-Star game. So you're excited about that.
A line to the left. It'll drop for a hit. Down the line. Possible extra bases. Jeter is in standing.
I was able to get a few hits and score a run.
Here's Jeter, who doubled his first time up. It's one through the middle, and Jeter's 2 for 2. A line drive, and he's 3 for 3. 1 run home. Jeter has knocked in 2 and scored the other.
You got to come up at the right time. I had zero idea that no Yankee had ever won All-Star Game MVP. That's mind-boggling to me to think all the great players that have played Yankee uniform.
You've had a great career, and this is just another great moment. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
There's a long history there, so you had to be the first to do anything in Yankee uniform. Is tough to do.
Shortstop position in the American League, you never know if you're going to get a chance to come to an All-Star game, let alone start one. So I'm just thankful I got an opportunity to play.
First offering is down off. One down, base is empty.
1-1.
1-1 now. Line to kick the pitch. Center field. He won't get there. That should be extra bases. Now around second, going for third. The relay in there safely.
A slow roller, but Martinez doesn't run well.
Now the stage is set for the Subway Series between the Yankees and Mets.
I ran the Subway Series in 2000. Second to none. I think New York was the center of the baseball world. We had heard so much about how good the Mets were. 4. And then everywhere you went in New York, that's all people talked about. Running that fans, telling us how bad we were. Yankee fans, don't blow it. There's a series that you can't lose. One against the Mets. We're the top now. Your athletes say all the time, game speeds up, slows down, very. So I knew how fast he was. I saw he wasn't really running that hard. I think he thought it was going to be a home run as well. In my mind, it was just to get the ball as soon as possible. We had a chance to get him late. Jump throw. That was really late throw where I was on the road and I didn't stop. I think that was a big moment in the series because they were feeling themselves at that time.
Number 6.
He swings and tries one out to deep left field. Bangs on the wall. They're going to send him. Throw to the plate by Jeter. Great throw. Inning.
It's so surprising that the last Subway Series was 34 years ago.
And it wasn't the Yankees and Mets playing back in 1956. It was the Yankees and the Brooklyn Dodgers. They went through their first strike. These Subway Series used to be a much more regular thing. Starting in 1947, 7 out of 10 World Series were between New York teams. This one swung on and hit well, way back there. And that one is gone. In the first pitch, misses for ball 1. Yankees are in front right now, and they'll jump ahead to series 3-1 if they finish this off. I don't know if the Mets are good enough to beat the Yankees 3 straight. And that'll fall for a base hit. Throw back in quickly. First and second.
Jeter moves into the leadoff spot as both clubs have struggled to get their leadoff man on base in this series.
Where I hit my lineup didn't change my approach at all. First, second, third. Every single at bat, my career at bat, that's what I done. I just wasn't good enough to guess. I was leading off the first pitch fastball, and I was able to hit it out.
And he goes out to the first pitch, way back left field.
Outside pressure for us to win that series was the other World Series. It's in New York. It almost felt as though the city was up for grabs. together in New York. Came up in the minor leagues together. My oldest daughter and him shared birthday. My wife and godparents, my oldest. Jorge's the closest teammate that I've had. Played with teammates like Yankee Jorge, Mariano Rivera for so long. It's like you already know what each other are thinking. You don't even have to say certain things because you don't have to worry about these guys being prepared. You don't have to worry about them being overwhelmed by any situation. You didn't have to worry about what their number one priority was. You didn't have to convince them that it was important. These are guys that you rub other life.
The Yankees switch hit catcher.
Jorge now the everyday catcher with the Joe Girardi this year.
Swing, bingo. And it's 1-0. Posada with a memorable game a few weeks ago, hitting home runs from both sides of the plate in Toronto.
Amazingly, his teammate Bernie Williams did the same thing in the same game.
Two outs. Swung on, belted. Going back on this one. It's gone. Swinging a drive, deep right field. And that is gone. Jorge grew up in Puerto Rico, but his mom is Dominican, while his father is Cuban with the Castro regime.
His dad, Jorge Sr., took a very active part in Jorge's baseball training as a kid.